Listen carefully. The moment you stop needing them, something invisible shifts. The room feels different. Your silence becomes heavier than any explanation you ever gave. You no longer chase clarity, reassurance, or emotional crumbs. And that is when they notice you. Needing is loud. Detachment is quiet power. When you needed them, you were readable, predictable, controllable. Your reactions were available on demand, your emotions exposed, your effort guaranteed. That comfort made them feel important. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. The one who needs less controls the frame. The one who can walk away without announcing it owns the outcome. When you withdraw without drama, without speeches, without threats, it creates tension. Absence forces reflection. Silence creates unease. You are no longer supplying attention, validation, or emotional labor. And that absence unsettles them more than confrontation ever could. This is not cruelty. This is discipline. You are not punishing them. You are reclaiming yourself. Your calm becomes suspicious. Your independence becomes intimidating. Your lack of need exposes their reliance on control. If you feel this truth settling in, comment, "I withdraw my need." Write it with intention, because this is where the untouchable mindset begins. Number 2, why detachment creates fear. Detachment does not frighten people because it is cold. It frightens them because it removes leverage. When you stop needing approval, responses, or emotional permission, you step outside their control system. Most people are unconsciously addicted to being needed. Your attention validated them. Your effort fed their importance. Your reactions gave them proof of influence. The moment that supply dries up, they feel exposed. Machiavelli warned that power is rarely lost through attack. It is lost when others realize they can no longer move you. Detachment collapses the unspoken contract where you were expected to chase, explain, or emotionally perform. Suddenly, they must confront uncertainty. They do not know where they stand with you, and that ambiguity is unbearable to weak minds. Silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their own insecurity back at them. They replay past conversations, searching for the moment they lost access. They test you with subtle messages, emotional bait, or manufactured urgency. Not because they miss you, but because they miss control. This is dark psychology in its purest form. People value what they cannot predict or command. When you detach, you become scarce. Scarcity forces attention. Not the kind that begs, but the kind that watches carefully. If you feel yourself pulling back without guilt, comment, "I control the distance." Let it remind you that power does not announce itself. It observes, it waits, and it never rushes to be understood. Number 3, the power of emotional withdrawal. Emotional withdrawal is not weakness disguised as silence. It is strength refined through control. When you stop feeding emotional reactions into situations that once drained you, you reclaim authority over your inner world. Most people confuse access with loyalty, emotion with connection, and reaction with honesty. Machiavelli rejected these illusions. He understood that emotional exposure, when uncontrolled, turns into liability. The moment you stop reacting on cue, people lose the ability to predict you, and unpredictability is power. Emotional withdrawal forces others to confront the reality that they no longer occupy the center of your decision-making. You are no longer responding to provoke reassurance or conflict. You are choosing restraint. That choice rewires the dynamic. Those who benefited from your emotional availability feel destabilized. They sense distance not because you announced it, but because the familiar patterns are gone. Your calm interrupts their expectations. Your neutrality denies them emotional feedback, and in that vacuum, they project their own fear. Dark psychology reveals a simple truth. People test boundaries when they sense a shift in power. They will provoke, guilt, reminisce, or accuse you of changing. What they truly mean is that you are no longer usable. This is the stage where discipline matters. You do not explain your growth. You do not defend your silence. You let the discomfort sit where it belongs, with them. If this resonates, comment, "My emotions are disciplined." Write it as a declaration, not a plea. Because emotional withdrawal is not abandonment, it is strategic retreat. It is the sharpening of focus. It is the refusal to waste energy on dynamics that do not serve your future. As you master this restraint, your presence becomes deliberate, not reactive. Your attention becomes earned, not expected. And when you finally choose to engage, it carries weight, because it is no longer driven by need, but by choice. Number 4, detachment, a strategic dominance. Detachment is not emotional numbness. It is strategic dominance over your impulses. When you detach, you are not escaping reality. You are mastering it. Most people live in a constant state of reaction, allowing moods, messages, and other people's expectations to dictate their behavior. Machiavelli understood that the ruler who reacts is already losing. Power belongs to the one who decides when to engage and when to remain still. Detachment grants you that control. It breaks the cycle where you were once expected to explain your silence, justify your distance, or prove your intentions. The moment you stop doing this, you force others to adjust to your pace. They feel the imbalance immediately. You no longer respond out of habit. You no longer offer reassurance on demand. And that refusal to overextend creates gravity. People begin to weigh their words around you. They become cautious, even respectful, because your attention is no longer guaranteed. Dark psychology exposes why this works. Humans chase what feels uncertain but valuable. When you detach, you become both. Your absence creates contrast. Your restraint signals self-sufficiency, and self-sufficiency is intimidating to those who rely on emotional leverage. They may label you distant, cold, or arrogant. Understand this clearly. Those labels are defense mechanisms. They arise when people lose influence and search for explanations that protect their ego. You do not correct them. You do not clarify your intentions. Explanation is a form of submission. Silence, when disciplined, is authority. Detachment also sharpens your perception. Without emotional noise, you begin to see patterns you once ignored. Who only reaches out when they want something, who disappears when you stop initiating, who respects boundaries and who resents them. This information is priceless. Machiavelli valued knowledge above affection because knowledge allows you to act without illusion. As you detach, you stop mistaking intensity for connection. You stop confusing familiarity with loyalty. Your standards rise quietly. If this truth aligns with you, comment, "I choose when to engage." Let it remind you that access to you is not a right, it is a privilege. Detachment transforms you from a participant into a presence. You are no longer pulled into emotional storms. You watch them pass, and in that stillness, your dominance becomes subtle, unspoken, and undeniable. Number 5, why they return when you no longer care. Here is the paradox most people never understand. They move toward you only after you stop moving toward them. Not because love suddenly appeared, not because loyalty awakened, but because the power dynamic reversed. When you cared too much, you were easy to ignore. Your presence was guaranteed, your attention predictable. Machiavelli would call this a fatal mistake. What is freely given is rarely respected. The moment you detach, you disrupt expectation. You are no longer orbiting their world. You are no longer available for emotional reassurance, validation, or conflict on demand. And that absence creates pressure. Human psychology hates unresolved access. When people feel they are losing influence, curiosity turns into obsession. They begin to replay moments, they question decisions, they search for signs that you are still reachable. This is not romance. This is control, withdrawal. Dark psychology explains it clearly. People value what they cannot command. When you stop caring in the visible sense, no explanations, no emotional displays, no chasing, you become scarce. Scarcity amplifies value. Suddenly, your silence feels louder than your words ever were. They reach out casually at first, testing the door, then more directly, then emotionally, not because they suddenly understand your worth, but because your detachment forces them to confront the possibility of irrelevance. This is where weak men fail. They mistake renewed attention for victory and rush back to the old position. Power is lost the moment you return to need. Detachment must be maintained, not used as bait. You stay composed. You respond only when it aligns with your standards. You do not explain your absence. You let them feel the new rules without announcing them. This is dominance through restraint. If this truth is landing, comment, "My absence has weight." Write it slowly. Let it remind you that attention is a currency, and you decide how it is spent. Machiavelli warned against confusing affection with advantage. When people return after your withdrawal, it is not a signal to chase closeness. It is a test of your discipline. Will you collapse back into availability, or will you remain grounded in self-command? The untouchable man does not rush to reclaim what walked away. He watches, he measures, he chooses. And that choice, made without desperation, is what separates quiet authority from emotional dependency. This is the rule of detachment, and once you embody it, you will never be invisible again. Number 6, the discipline of not reacting. The highest form of detachment is not distance, it is non-reaction. Anyone can walk away in anger. Anyone can go silent out of pain. Very few can remain present, composed, and unmoved while pressure is applied. This is where real power lives. When you stop reacting, you remove the reward system that trained people to provoke you in the first place. No emotional spikes, no explanations, no defensive energy. Machiavelli understood that men are controlled not by force but by predictable responses. The moment your reactions disappear, manipulation collapses. People poke, they test, they escalate, they use nostalgia, guilt, urgency, and accusation. All of it is bait, and every reaction you give teaches them how to access you again. Non-reaction starves that access. It creates a psychological wall they cannot climb because there is nothing to grab onto. Silence is not passive here, it is active restraint. It says, without words, that your inner state is no longer negotiable. Dark psychology confirms this. When emotional triggers fail, the manipulator feels exposed. They either retreat or reveal themselves. Both outcomes serve you. This discipline also sharpens your self-respect. You stop outsourcing your emotional regulation to external events. You do not need closure conversations to feel complete. You do not need to be understood to feel secure. The need to explain is the final chain of dependency. Cut it. Let misunderstanding exist. Let assumptions circulate. Your peace does not require public approval. As you master non-reaction, your presence changes. People speak differently around you. They hesitate. They choose words carefully. Not because you threaten them, but because you no longer give free emotional feedback. This is masculine stoicism in its purest form, controlled, deliberate, immovable. If this resonates, comment, "I do not react." Write it as a vow. Because every time you choose restraint over impulse, you train the world how to treat you. You are no longer pulled into emotional negotiations. You are no longer dragged into unnecessary conflict. You become a fixed point, and fixed points control movement around them. Machiavelli did not preach isolation. He preached command over self. Non-reaction is that command made visible. It is the quiet signal that you are no longer ruled by moods, messages, or other people's expectations. And once that signal is sent, it cannot be unseen. Number 7. When you become unreadable. At a certain point in detachment, something critical happens. You become unreadable. This is where power solidifies. People can no longer map your behavior, predict your reactions, or anticipate your needs. And when a man becomes unreadable, he becomes dangerous, not through aggression, but through uncertainty. Machiavelli understood that transparency is a liability in competitive human environments. When others can read you, they can plan around you. When they cannot, they hesitate. Detachment removes emotional tells. You stop oversharing. You stop narrating your intentions. You stop leaking your internal state through tone, timing, or urgency. Your life becomes quiet by design. This silence is not emptiness, it is containment. Dark psychology explains that uncertainty triggers heightened attention. The mind fills gaps with speculation. People begin to watch you more closely, not because you demanded importance, but because they can no longer place you. Your unpredictability forces respect. This is why weak people accuse detached men of being mysterious or closed off. What they really mean is inaccessible, and access is what they lost. You are no longer emotionally available on demand. You are no longer an open system. You choose what enters and what stays out. This is masculine stoicism applied in real time. You feel emotions, but you do not display them for negotiation. You think deeply, but you do not broadcast conclusions. You move quietly, but decisively. And this terrifies those who relied on your transparency to maintain leverage. They cannot tell if you are bothered, interested, offended, or indifferent. That ambiguity protects you. It prevents manipulation. It preserves your energy. It keeps you ahead of the curve. If this state feels familiar, comment, "I am unreadable." Write it as a statement of evolution. Because unreadable men are not confused men. They are men who have learned that not everyone deserves insight into their inner world. Detachment teaches you to separate visibility from value. You realize that being seen is not the same as being respected. In fact, the more visible you are emotionally, the less weight your presence carries. By becoming unreadable, you force others to meet you on your terms, or not at all. This is not isolation, this is filtration. And once you master it, you stop seeking validation from people who were only comfortable when they could predict you. Number 8. The shift from desire to authority. There comes a moment in detachment when you realize something unsettling and liberating at the same time. You are no longer driven by desire to be chosen. You have crossed into authority. Desire seeks acceptance. Authority assumes value. Machiavelli knew that men who seek to be liked are always subordinate to those who are respected. Detachment is the bridge between the two. When you stop needing to be selected, approved, or emotionally confirmed, your posture changes, your voice slows, your decisions sharpen. You no longer enter rooms wondering how you will be received. You enter knowing you will set the tone. Dark psychology explains this shift clearly. Humans respond to certainty, not loud certainty, not arrogant certainty, but grounded certainty. Detachment removes emotional urgency, and urgency is what gives others power over you. When you no longer rush to respond, to explain, or to fix perceptions, people feel the imbalance. They begin to adjust themselves to you. This is where many misunderstand power. Authority does not come from intimidation. It comes from self-command. Your boundaries are not announced. They are enforced through consistency. You do not argue your standards. You live them. Those who align remain. Those who resist fall away. This is not loss. This is alignment. As you detach from the need to be desired, you stop performing. No more emotional theater. No more proving depth, loyalty, or worth. You allow silence to do the work. And silence, when backed by inner certainty, is commanding. People sense it. They feel the absence of desperation. They notice that you do not lean in. You stand still. That stillness forces others to move. If this resonates, comment, "I move from authority." Write it as a reminder that your value is not negotiable. Machiavelli warned that those who depend on affection must constantly maintain it. Those who operate from authority require no maintenance. Detachment frees you from emotional maintenance. You are no longer managing impressions. You are managing direction. Your relationships become cleaner. Your decisions become faster. Your presence becomes heavier. You are no longer reacting to who wants you. You are choosing who has access. And in that choice, your life stops orbiting other people's expectations. It begins orbiting your own standards. This is the quiet elevation that changes everything. Number 9. Who stays when you stand alone? Detachment reveals truth with brutal efficiency. When you stop chasing, explaining, and maintaining emotional proximity, reality surfaces. Some people drift, some disappear, a few remain. This is not coincidence. it is filtration. Machiavelli understood that loyalty revealed under comfort is meaningless. Loyalty revealed under independence is rare. When you stand alone without resentment, without bitterness, without announcements, you expose who valued you for access and who valued you for essence. Most people were never attached to you. They were attached to how you made them feel, what you provided, or how available you were. Detachment removes the benefits and leaves only intent. That is why it feels lonely at first. You are watching illusions collapse. But solitude born from clarity is not weakness, it is purification. You begin to notice who respects boundaries without negotiation, who does not guilt you for distance, who does not demand emotional proof to feel secure. These are the few worth keeping. Everyone else was noise. Dark psychology confirms this. When you remove dependency, transactional relationships dissolve. And that is a victory, not a loss. You are no longer surrounded, you are positioned. Your circle becomes smaller, sharper, cleaner. You stop mistaking attention for alignment. You stop confusing history with loyalty. Detachment teaches you that real connection does not require constant access. It survives space. If this truth hits, comment, "I accept who remains." Write it calmly, because this is the phase where many regress. They fear emptiness and run back to familiar dysfunction. Do not. Stand firm. What remains after detachment is real, and real is always lighter to carry. You are not meant to be surrounded. You are meant to be centered. Number 10. The man who needs nothing. This is where the transformation completes. When you truly need nothing from anyone, no validation, no reassurance, no emotional permission, you become untouchable, not invisible, not isolated, untouchable. Machiavelli's final rule of detachment is simple and ruthless. The man who needs nothing cannot be controlled. At this stage, your presence speaks before your words. You are calm without effort. You are confident without performance. You are selective without apology. People feel it immediately. They sense that you are no longer negotiating your worth. You are no longer seeking alignment through effort. You are standing in self-command. Dark psychology confirms this truth. The highest leverage in any human dynamic is independence. Not loud independence, silent independence, the kind that does not announce itself or seek recognition. You no longer fear loss because nothing external defines you. You no longer fear rejection because your direction is internal. This is masculine stoicism embodied, emotionally aware but unruled by emotion, socially present but not dependent on response. Those who interact with you now feel grounded or exposed. There is no middle ground. Some will respect you more than ever. Some will resent you quietly. Both reactions confirm your elevation. You do not correct either. You continue forward. If you followed this journey fully, comment, "I need nothing." Let it mark the end of dependency and the beginning of authority. This is the Machialogy mindset. Detachment as discipline, silence as strength, self-command as power. If this monologue sharpened your thinking, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Machialogy, and turn on notifications, because the next lesson will go even deeper. Part 11. Maintaining the edge. Reaching detachment is not the victory. Maintaining it is the war. Many men taste this power once and then slowly leak it away through comfort, nostalgia, or ego. Detachment requires upkeep, not through effort but through vigilance. The world will test you the moment it senses your independence. Old connections will resurface with familiar tones. New opportunities will tempt you to over-explain, over-invest, or overexpose. This is where discipline decides everything. Machiavelli warned that power lost through complacency is harder to reclaim than power never gained. You must protect your inner autonomy the same way a ruler protects a border, quietly, consistently, without emotional negotiation. Maintenance means remembering why you withdrew in the first place. It means choosing restraint even when attention returns, especially when attention returns. Dark psychology shows that once people sense they can access you again, they will gradually push boundaries to see how far the old dynamic can be restored. A delayed reply becomes a faster one. A short response becomes an explanation. An explanation becomes availability. This is the slope. Catch it early. Detachment is not coldness, it is selectivity with memory. You do not forget who drained you. You do not romanticize who only valued you when you were useful. You stay polite, grounded, and firm. You allow closeness only where respect exists without pursuit. This is masculine stoicism applied daily. Not dramatic, not rigid, but unwavering. You build routines that anchor you internally, work that sharpens you, solitude that clears you, goals that pull you forward. When your life has direction, detachment becomes natural. You are not resisting distraction, you are aligned with purpose. People feel this and respond accordingly. Some adapt to your standards, some fall away again. Let it happen. Stability comes from repetition of principle. If you understand this level, comment, "I guard my independence." Write it as a reminder to your future self, because the man who maintains detachment does not fluctuate with moods, messages, or moments. He remains centered while the world moves around him. This is how authority becomes permanent, not loud, not dramatic, quiet, enduring, untouchable.